Hi everyone, it's Eddie here, Eddie Makes Art. Welcome back to my channel. I've been away for a while because I've been sick. That darn flu thing going around. And it's still got it a little bit, but it's going away. This is that virus that loves to linger. It's like one of those bad guests at the holidays. Just go home already, I don't want you here. All right, and take your stuff with you. All right, so I got my big old gel plate out. This is my new 12 by 14 that I've been loving. Thank you, Santa. And I put a piece of white paper underneath so I could see where about to put the paint because I'm working with some old prints. This is from a long haul I did previously with my stencil Bells Are Ringing. You can see these are all from the long haul. So some of these need some love. Most of them need a little bit more love, especially around the edges. And I did these before I had my 9 by 12 or my larger plate, the 12 by 14. So I'm still getting, still got those white edges, but let's take care of that. Let's do something fun. Let's play around. And what I like to do is I like to grab a couple of stencils and play with those, maybe create some more layers. We'll see, we'll just have some fun. So for today's play, I've chosen my diamond ring stencil. This one is style 1. And then this one is my barbell lattice stencil. And then these are Zig and Zag. These are from Becky Bokern. And let me take them out so you can see them better. So this is Zig, okay? And then this is Zag. You see how they go. And we can layer them and all kinds of good stuff. So I'm just gonna pop these to the side here, and let's find a print to start with. Let's just start with this one. So this one, it's got some cool shiny bits going on, but we can definitely, work on filling in the negative space, meaning the white space. Let's see. Before we do a stencil, let's see if we can get rid of some of that white on the edges. And I would love to find a transparent paint that I could put over this so that I don't lose too much of my blue, but let's see. What's a man to do when I ain't got nothing to do? Let's see here. Should we go crazy and just do yellow? What do I have? I've got a little Lazy Susan over here with some of my paints. So I'm spinning that around. Let's see what I've got. I've got my usuals that I go to, sometimes like my Permanent Rose, my Windsor Blues, Ultramarine. What else do I have? Might be good here. Here's another little box. This is the box I decorated with some gel prints. It's getting beat up a little bit, but I keep my smaller jars of paint in here, like these Folk Art Metallics and my Goldens. Let's do the green gold. Here it is. That's my fresh bottle of green gold. Non-altered, all 100% golden fluid acrylic in green gold. So let's get some of that on the plate. And it will sell up just because of the nature of the paint, and also I've conditioned, the plate has been conditioned, so there's some of that residual oil left on there from doing that, but I think we can get a good bit of coverage. Dab that on there. I'm just gonna use the smaller one today for now. Get right up to the edges here. Try not to over brayer because this paint will dry fast on you, so keep that in mind. All right, let's see if I can lay this down nicely. So I'm gonna try and do this video with very minimal editing, which is sometimes not easy to do, but you know, what you gonna do? We'll do our best. So, just got my big piece of carnival tissue here to clean up any edges. You see how that it dried quickly on there. There wasn't much left on there, but it does dry quickly. So it's important that you experiment with the paints that you have so that you know how each one is going to behave for you, especially during different types of weather too, because that will affect how a paint will work. So for example, right now it's very cold and dry here, so things are drying a lot faster than if I weren't then if it was, you know, there was a higher humidity level in the air. Okay, so some pieces didn't get, and that's okay. I kind of expected that, but we got a lot going on there, and I think it kind of made that blue a little cooler, a little nicer there. And you see this is called this is a transfer. So what didn't, because there is paint already on the paper, it acts as a resist to the paint that's on the plate, so it leaves behind something cool for you to use for later. So let me let this one dry. Let's go on to another one. Maybe we'll try and do a couple with the same coloring. Oh, here, let's do this one. This one with some green. Maybe add a little bit of this blue. Where's my blue? I have some turquoise phthalo. Let's do some turquoise phthalo on this one with that green left on the plate. The other thing is getting used to the bigger plate is getting used to the amount of paint that I need. So I kind of have to adjust for the space, but since I'm only creating the 8.5 by 11 prints, it's not that much more paint. I just have to be wary of that. Let's give this a good burnishing down. Make sure we get everything we can up. If you're wondering what this cool, little device is, it's called a Baron, and it's made of, this particular one is made of hard maple. It's reclaimed wood, and Anthony Cody at Cody Crafts on Etsy makes these. He turns them all by hand, and he makes different ones with different inserts here. This is a lapis with I always forget the name of the shell. It's abalone in there inside. It's really cool. And the reason I like using these, it's nice and smooth. So you get a nice, good burnishing on the plate. And it avoids using your hands so much, keeps your hands from drying, especially in these winter days. Let's see here. Oh yeah. Not as much as of resisting, but there's still a lot there. And I picked up some of that green that was down there. So we got some added spots of that green gold. And then we filled in some of that. So that's a plus. And it's got the nice shine. That's why I like the fluid acrylics. They leave a nice shine. They tend to leave a nice shine behind. Do a couple more here. What's this? This is orangey-ish, terracotta-ish, and I think this one I'm gonna do the yellow. I don't know. I'm just feeling this yellow. It's like screaming at me to pull it out. So let's get some yellow. This is just Amsterdam Standard acrylic primary yellow. And if you're into it, the number is 275. It's a semi-transparent. Very bright but wonderful yellow. Hey, and if we don't like it, it's just paper. No need to stress. Get some more on here. These edges are getting, or this border is getting very thick with paint. See, I tell you to use, so I'm going to use this and then I don't. Silly Billy. Sorry for the shaking. That's what happens. All right, let's see here. See what I mean? The border's really building up. Let me see if I can pick up some more of this on these edges that don't have any paint on them. There we go. Try and get some of that up. I think that's good. And let's see. Ah, not too shabby. Ooh, look at that. That really pumped that one up. We got some good coverage on there. Pretty snazzy. It really sharpened up the lines too, the outlines of the stencil. I like that. Let's see, set this over here. Are these dry enough? Yeah, a little pile here. Just a little pile. Let's see. This one. This is an interesting one because it's got some beige, little beige in there. It's got some blues. Let's see. Now for this one, thinky. I got to think about the color for this one. Because this one would be interesting. I can muck it up really easy. We don't want to do that, right? So I'm going to go with my trusty. This is a manganese blue. This is transparent, also from Amsterdam Standard. Let's try some of that. Oh, I'm going everywhere with this. Just messy. I'm just being messy. Roll that out so it's not so thick in parts, Get a nice even cover. You notice I'm not cleaning my plate. Let that stuff come up and create magic on your paper. Everybody in the pool. Notice the Baron helps too with getting that nice even coverage on the paper. Sometimes you miss with your hands. Little spot there that's stuck up, but that's okay. See, we've transformed it, but we still have some of that light coming through, which I love. Okay. So for now, let's get onto some stenciling. We'll add some layers. See if I can pick up anything extra going on there. Not much, that's pretty dry. Okay. set you to the side. What is here? Let's go with this one. It was easiest to get at. So if I were to use a stencil, I could do this one here. And I would want the lines of the stencil. So I think I'm gonna use a purplish color. Yeah, I like that, because this kind of has like a purpley thing going on. So what I wanna do first is I wanna get down onto the plate with some paint, because we're gonna put the stencil on top of the paint. That way we leave behind the line of the paint, the lines of the stencil. Once we pull the paint through the openings, and then we lift the stencil, we have our lines left, and that's what I want on to my print. So, what did we say? We want something purplish, purple-y. I have this wonderful, where is it? Purple, Windsor purple, or Windsor violet, as they say. Get a couple of dollops of that. And how about, let's give it a little sparkle. Where are you? Where are you? This here. Let's try this purple flash. This is from Folk Art, from their Color Shift collection. And make sure before you use these, that you shake them up well. Good shake. Yes, this is Purple Flash. And I'm gonna put it on top, as best I can, on top of the purple that's already on the plate. Sometimes what happens is when you put these shift paints or the metallic paints on the bare plate, and then you add another, like a regular paint, and you try to mix it up, it's gonna leave like, not clear, but more see-through patches. So let's try this first. I think this will work better. Mix it up like this, and you won't get so much of that patchiness going on. Okay, let's see, yeah. Here we go. Just swirly motions. Swirly, swirly. All right, let's spread that out. Put your stencil down. I want to come in. Let's see. Let's get this big piece here. Cut up of the carnival tissue, and I'm going to pull through the paint, or pull the paint in from the smaller areas, the openings or the orifices of the stencil. Use a napkin too. This is a good time to get your paper towel out and help get in there, because otherwise the paint gets all over your hands. But I'm not going to stress too much about that today. Get some, not all, but that's okay, because we've got more paper. Some of that paint on the edge. That's great. Now what I need to do, lift my stencil up here. We've got the beautiful design left. I'm going to do my best to lay this down nice and straight. my big tissue here. All right, let's see here. Look, we still have that left. So yeah, look at that. That added some really cool. That added a really cool layer to that. It's dark, I know, but I like it. Very nice. All right, that has to dry. So we've got that left. We even got some paint on here left. Let's see. Pick some of this up with this. All right, that's on there. So I think I'm gonna let that dry first, let that stencil dry for a second. And we have this here. So maybe on this one we could do another purple. Or, hear me out. Let's do this. Maybe not. What am I doing? Where's my gold? I want my gold. Oh, no, I had you here. Here we go. Let's try this. This is the Liquitex Soft Body Gold. Shaky shake. It is iridescent bright gold. Now, yeah, some of this will come up purple. That's okay. I'm not worried about that. Keeps getting caught because it likes to do that when I turn the camera on. Trust me, when the camera's off, this thing works perfectly fine. Let's get that stencil down. Get another piece of paper. Tissue. Put that there. Here. Pull that paint through. Quickly remove this one and then get our paper. Where's our paper? Where's our paper? Here it is. This may not be the best, but I think it'll be fun. Again, we're playing around, trying new stuffs. Let's see how much we can get up. Now you can leave these to dry. I'm not too worried about it. And like I said, I wanted to try and get this video done without any editing involved, which takes up way too much of my time. All right, so. Isn't that interesting? Look at that. So we got gold and purple, and then with that blue in the background coming through. Woo! That is snazzy. That is a snazzy print. Love it. Okay. We're on a roll here. I still got some gold left on here. So I'm just gonna pop that on there. Pop my stencil back down because there is still gold on that stencil. Let's see if I can make any magic happen. Get some transferring going on. These aren't just throwaway papers, these extra tissues I'm using. This is all for future use, you know. got some on here, not much, got some. There's stuff left over on there. Set that stencil to the side there. All right, let's get another print and another stencil. Let's go with my zag, one of my zigzags. We've got, here we go. This bad boy here. Just go purple again. I think I'm enjoying this purple here. I'm enjoying purple today. Let's see what else I have here. Going through the paint, going through the paint. Oh, I have some dioxazine. Let's use some of that here. So I want the zag. I want actually to, I think I just want the lines, right? So again, we're gonna put the paint down first. A little extra, a little bit extra. And it's already shined down on there from the gold, so I didn't need to add any more. Put my stencil down. Let's get this dry yet. No, I don't want to kill that gold there. This is a brayer off. It's got all random stuff on it, so let's just use that. And this one's almost ready for retirement. These edges have built up a lot. The paper comes up. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Get some of that gold in there. To get this edge in here. Get some of this extra paint with edges that don't have anything. Come on. That's always the hardest part too sometimes, is just getting a little edge. You think you got it all covered, and man, it's not working. There we go. There. All right, so for this one, I need to get in here. I hope this works. I hope it's not too dry. A lot of that is dried. That's okay. But look, that's kind of cool. Huh? Now that part is still wet, so let's see if I can get anything up on here. Oh, nice. That is very nice. Love that. All right, so you see what I mean by, deciding where the paint goes versus the stencil on the plate. In what order, it depends on what you want. So this is the paint from the stencil or from the plate through the stencil, and this is what's left over. So this is what we consider a ghost print. Okay. If you want to get technical about it, you know. All right, let's see if I can get some of this up. Just gonna go with what you know. That lime is screaming my name. Let's see how much of this purple mixture we can get up off there. I think I've got, yeah, I've got one of these black ones here I can use. All right, set that bad boy down. Good burnish. And these I'll leave on. This one I will leave on for a minute or so to get up as much of that paint as I can. Now, you know, a lot of y'all ask, what do I do with these prints? What do I do? What do I do? There's all kinds of stuff. I make ATCs. I use them as pages in journals. As you saw earlier, I cover boxes in them. You can use them for making greeting cards, all sorts of stuff. Oh boy, look at that. Look at this grungy stuff. We might be heading into a whole new area right now. Look at all that. Lovely grungy printy. Very cool. You could still see hints of the diamond ring stencil and the zigzag on there, so that's pretty cool. All right, let's get some zag going on, huh? Or whichever this one is. It's one or the other. Ha ha ha. All right, we'll get you down here. Let's put some paint over it. Some of this dioxazine purple, a little bit of that, and then maybe some do some no. Decisions. No. Here, let's use this. This is another color shift paint. This one is violet flash, blue violet flash. Sorry, the other one is violet flash or purple flash, and this is blue violet flash. You see the difference. Switch my brayer so I don't have, there's still some wet paint in there and I want it to mix up. Now you notice I didn't mix up the two paints this time because I'm not worried about the streakiness. Kind of, that's fine with me. Up. Right. I got a little more paper here. This right here. All right. Let's see how much of this I can get up on this print. And then we'll move. I have two more prints. Is it two more or one more? I think it's just one more. to do. And then I'll call it for a day. Wowza. That's cool. That's fun. Now with this one here, because it's got white, if we did another glaze over it, we fill in that white, or you could use like a spray dye or something to fill it in. All right, that's a possibility. Let's see how much of this I can get up now. What does work well getting up paint like that is the fluids. I'm going to use some of this stuff here. This is my transparent red iron oxide, golden, and it's an open paint, which means it'll just take a little longer to dry, but it gives us more time to work with it, which is hey-okay. Now, if you do have a paint that's not open, but you do want to extend the use of time, you can add what's called a retarder or an extender, and that will extend the open time of the paint. So you'll have more time to play around with it before it dries. And I had paper here. Now, the reason I'm using this, the golden fluid acrylic, is because they tend to pick up paint like this on the plate really well. Kitty needs some snacks. Gotta feed the kitty. Oh boy, it's really, that is some stubborn paint on there. Well, it's not picking up. I think what I may have to do with this one is do a layer and just let it dry, but it's still picking up some goodness there. And the reason I think we're having issues is because of the gold. Sometimes the metallic likes to really stick and hang on to the plate. So let me get a good layer of something down, and hopefully it'll pick it all up better. And I'm just gonna switch over to another plate to do that, finish that last print I have. But let's see here. What do I have? That'll work good. Because if we look on this side, yeah, see, it's a lot of that gold that's left behind, so I'm gonna have to let that dry on there. But first, what color shall we use? I don't know. There is red. What if we did a lovely red? Is this crimson? Let's do this crimson here. This is from Winsor Newton Galleria. Give it a nice, I'm gonna give it a good layer so it has, the paint on the plate has something to grab onto. Get the paper ready. It's a beautiful shade of red. Good press on it, And then that's gonna sit, and then what I'll do is once it's dry, I'll turn my camera back on and pull it so you can see what it looks like. I'm gonna just try and pick up some of this paint along the edges here, just so I don't have an issue when I go to pick up the print later. Sometimes that happens when you get a little buildup, but you know, not to worry. I almost pulled it up. All right, so I don't have this on a plate yet because, you know, I have my other ones on plexiglass, but I don't. But look how great that's going to look. That's going to look spectacular. Okay. Set that over there to dry. What do I have here? This one. This one's got some stuff on it. Nothing crazy. Not going to worry about it. Just clean off this brayer. Now the last print, this one here. Let's try to flatten this boy out. Love to curl on you. They love to curl. Do it the old-fashioned way. There we go. So for this one, let's use the stencil we haven't used yet, which is my barbell lettuce. And I think for this one, I just want these little squares or the little shapes left behind. So I'm gonna put the paint through the stencil, lift the stencil, and then pick up the paint with my paper here. Now the question is, which paint do we want? Because make sure it sticks nicely so we don't get any paint up under. Let's see. More evenly spaced, Eddie. There we go. Let's go ahead and do this carmine again. I don't know. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Now, when you're putting paint through a stencil, it has a lot of openings like this, a lot of little ones. Don't be shy with your paint because you're going to need enough to get into all those nooks and crannies, and make sure that you don't have any dry spots. So let me get my other here. This one's good. Just use the smaller brayer, and you see how nice and smoothly that went across, and I'm not pushing hard, but it's getting into all the open areas. And that's what you want. Stencil. So I've got my design left behind, and I'm gonna flip this over and just plop it right down just so I line it up better. Eek. It's gonna be a pain in the butt. Yeah, not gonna line up perfectly because this kept moving, but I think it'll be fine. It wasn't meant to be like one full, like perfect print. I'll probably cut these up anyway, but I think it'll be very good. Now there's plenty of paint left over on that stencil, so I'm gonna go ahead and flop it off onto another piece of paper so we don't waste that paint. Give this a second to absorb. Here, this will be a good candidate to receive that extra paint. I'm getting a little messy. I'm gonna get a little messy here, and that is okay. So I'm gonna lay down a stencil here, got wet paint on it. Put my paper down. And then just give it a nice rub-a-dub-dub. Now, if you do this and your stencil's brand new and there's no paint on the paper, do not leave it on so long. It will stick to the paper and you'll have a bit of a mess, and it will not be fun because the paper will stick on, see right there? So I have some areas that are already sticking, you can see, but it's okay. We're gonna work with it, okay? Yeah, don't do as I did. I was a little too aggressive with the rub in there. And that's what happens. So sometimes you just gotta sacrifice a print. It happens, right? So be aware of that. And all I'm gonna do basically now is I'm just gonna take a, run it under some warm water, and this, it will usually get rid of that pretty easily. But you know, I still got all this to play with, you know. Be great for ATCs or journal cards or just something else. Perfect for that. I'm not too worried, okay? It's just paper, guys. It's just paper. All right, so I'm gonna come back once that other print dries on the larger plate, and then we'll look at all the other prints.